Ramses.
Ramses II. Written by Danny Rez. A royal surprise. Thousands of years ago, in the year 1303 BC, Ramses II was born in Egypt. His father, Seti I, and mother, Masati, probably didn't expect their son to become king. They weren't even members of the king's family. So Ramses became one of the most famous leaders during our time in Egypt for the new kingdom. In fact, Ramses II was one of the most important pharaohs in all of ancient Egypt. Becoming the pharaoh. So used for Ramses. Hornbub was king. Hornbub like Ramses' grandfather and made him next in line to the throne. When the king died, Ramses' grandfather became king. 25 years later, Ramses' father was king. Ramses was next in line. Ramses II learned the skills he needed to rule Egypt, working with his father, the king. One surviving piece of art shows Ramses helping his father with the religious duties. Another shows Ramses and his father roping a bull. Ramses needed strength to lead his army to battle. Things such as roping bulls and bringing with horses helped him prepare his duties as king. Ramses became a captain in the army when he was very young. Seti I gave Ramses titles and tasks as a leader to help him prepare to rule. Ramses was not an adult by the time he was a teenager. He traveled with his father to gain experience. He also had his own home. Ramses married his first wife when he was about 15. At the time, it was common for rulers to marry more than one wife, and Ramses followed the custom. Many historians think Ramses married 8 or more times. His first wife, Nefertiti, remained his favorite. Ramses dedicated an elaborate building to Nefertiti. He decorated with a few statues of Nefertiti himself and his children. Workers carved the building from solid sandstone. Warrior and Pharaoh. Ramses was in charge of the army during Seti I's rule. He became known as a brave soldier. Stone carvings show Ramses going into battle with his 2 oldest sons. Historians think this battle took place in Nubia, a country south of Egypt at the time. Nubia had plenty of gold and other riches, so the kings of Egypt and Nubia often fought for its control. Ramses was about 25 when Seti I died, which made Ramses king. Ramses II's buildings. Before his death, Seti I began building a huge hall at the temple of Karnak containing 134 large columns. Artists decorated its walls by carving away backgrounds and leaving behind various pictures. Moses soon directed workers to carve images directly into the stone. This made the carvings easier and faster. They may have ordered the change to speed things up. He doubled the layout of the building and ended up building more temples than any other king. Ramses certainly seemed eager to speed up his father's building program. He built 2 temples at Asambel, one for him, and a second small temple was for Nefertiti. He built a temple at Thebes known as Resium. He even built a new capital city. The city placed Ramses close to his long-standing enemies, the Hellenes. They live in an area now known as Skyria. Battles. As Ramses II became king, he successfully battled and took back lands that had been taken by the Helots. Later, the Helots captured Kadesh, an important trade city in Syria. Ramses led about 20,000 soldiers and 2,000 chariots to take the city. This battle became one of the most famous events in Ramses II's life. Rule. It holds the record as the world's largest chariot battle. Ramses claimed that he faced the enemy alone. The battle was reported as a clear Egyptian victory. From looking at the Helot record, so scholars think the battle was a draw. Ramses stopped the Helot army was still many miles north, so he divided his forces to capture Kadesh. One group went ahead of their scouts, another group followed the day behind. The third group circled around to attack from the far side. Ramses learned that the Helot army was much closer than they thought. He sent for help. The Helot army then attacked Ramses' men. As Ramses reported, he held off the enemy by himself while the rest of his army fled. Other records say the part of Ramses' army arrived just in time to save the king. Those had suffered heavy losses. The 2 kings stopped fighting, and Ramses and his army went home. Over the following year, Ramses' order made the coal carvings of the battle. All of them showed them as the hero. 15 years later, the 2 nations were about to go to war again. This time, though, Ramses decided against another war so far to the north. Ramses II and the Hittite king agreed to make peace. Ramses the Great. Ramses II died of natural causes at the age of 91. The 13th son became king. However, the dynasty was nearly over. 150 years after Ramses' death, the new kingdom came to an end. Today, Ramses II is known as Ramses the Great. We know more about the building of his time thanks to the art buildings records left behind.
Good job. Good job. Look at you go! A perfect score.